As Wonder Wharf prepares for its 80th anniversary, the Belchers are preparing themselves for the summer of their lives, which is important because Bob and Linda just failed to get a loan extension, meaning their equipment will be confiscated in a week if they can't pay the loan off. Meanwhile, the Belcher children seem to be having adventures of their own. Tina wants to finally make things official with Jimmy Jr. for at least the summer. Gene wishes to further his music career. And Louise is, well, pretty much Louise. Things then take an even darker turn when a massive sinkhole opens up in front of the restaurant, uncovering a body of a murdered carny, which is believed to be traced back to none other than Mr. Fishoder, the man who owns most of Ocean View. Fearing they could lose their home, Louise, Tina, and Jean set out to try to clear Mr. Fishoder's name, save the restaurant, and get some type of extension on this loan so that they can actually cover everything. Will Tina finally realize that the one true pairing is Zeke and Jimmy Jr.? Will Gene eventually realize who it was who really smashed his novelty Christmas record? Will Louise ever get the chance to slap Boo Boo again? Well, no, none of that happens in this movie. This is the Bob's Burgers movie. So yes, they've actually done a really good job of setting this up on the television show. I don't know how many people have actually realized it. Like, even in they set up the sinkhole about mid-season or so, because I'd say like the last half, you like notice people in the background walking by and like tripping and falling, and then you see like the sidewalk is slowly starting to warp, and so you're seeing like something's going on right in front of there. And you know, obviously the trailer showed the big sinkhole lining up, and you know what, even then with the Belcher children's arc, I think you've seen that with all of their story arcs this season have been very introspective in some ways. You know, Louise has been you know, kind of questioning, I hesitate to say her identity, but that's basically what it is. Like, you know, in the first episode, she sort of finally has her big crisis over the fact that, you know, she's never really been into girly stuff at all. And then in a later episode, the episode with the spider, it's about, you know, is she just weird, and, you know, does she not know how to be a good friend and how to actually care for other people a little bit? And, you know, in the movie, it's kind of this concern of what is her age? Like, it comes down to her rabbit ears, because Chloe, the snobby girl in her class who regular-sized Rudy is pining for, and doesn't seem to realize that he should be with Louise, that Louise now likes him. I mean, is mocking because they're not doing, is mocking her for not doing this trick because she's afraid her bunny ears will fall off. And Louise has always tied the fact that she was nervous about going to preschool and they gave her this hat. And, you know, that she's always worn it, and she's starting to question, like, well, you know, am I just afraid to lose it? Am I just, you know, what is my place here? Like, you know, should I, you know, I've never been like a girly girl. I, you know, still play with my Coochie Kobe dolls, even though those are kind of more for preschoolers. And, you know, here I am, you know, on the cusp of near adolescence of sorts. I mean, they keep saying she's 9. I think at one point, though, they slipped up and made her 10. So, yeah, you kind of get that arc with her. Tina's is a little more basic in this case. Tina is, again, focused on, is Jimmy Jr. eventually going to come around? In this case, she wants to give him a barrette necklace that she made so that he will be her summertime boyfriend at least. But she can never quite seem to find the right time to talk to him about it. And Gene is focused on getting the Itty Bitty Ditty Committee, his kind of nonsensical instrument band, a spot on this big celebration that Wonder Wharf is having, this Octobursary they call it. It's the 80th anniversary of Wonder Wharf. Or to be more precise, when the Fishowers purchased the old park and turned it into Wonder Wharf. And, you know, when all of this happened, yeah, so you have that kind of happening, and also the other main thrust is, you know, again, Bob and Linda failed to get this loan extension, meaning they had to try to sell some burgers, and then the sinkhole opens up, meaning they can't really open the restaurant. So, to that end, Teddy winds up building them sort of a little food stand to sell, and, you know, that's sort of their little adventure to try to raise some money. And, you know, the problem being is that they're not licensed to sell that stuff, so they have to run around. And then I guess the big overarching plot is, again, with the sinkhole. Louise, in an attempt to prove her bravery, kind of rappels down into it. She gets stuck a little bit, and that's when she unearths this dead body of a former carnival worker named Cotton Candy Dan. And he, has been dead for 6 years. He died of a gunshot, and they traced the bullet back to Mr. Fischoeder. And so he gets arrested and posts bail, and the kids find out that he and his brother Felix are going to flee the country. And they're they're setting out to try to clear his name, so again, maybe he will be somewhat indebted to them, at least give them a brief extension on their rent so they could use the rent money to cover the loan payment. And, obviously from there, things take... I'll try to avoid the big spoilers, but yeah, from there, things kind of play a little bit by the numbers. I would say this is not entirely dissimilar to the Simpsons movie, where it's the idea of, you put in these kind of big question marks, for the series, like what would happen if they actually were in this position and where everything could be. And then, the main story arc is actually kind of secondary to everything because you really, I hesitate to say you really don't care, but, it's the idea of, it's not the main selling point of the movie. The characters are the selling point. The musical numbers are the selling point. There's some really good musical numbers in all of this. And from there, again, like I said, it's where do the characters go and do they complete some sort of story arc in this. And, you have, I guess, the main story arc is probably Bob also. Not so much Linda. Linda is, she's positive until there's a point in the film, without getting, again, too spoilery, where it does seem like all is lost and she finally starts kind of resigning herself to a fate. But Bob is definitely one of those, oh God, we're just never going to fix this. We're never going to fix this. We're going to lose, we're going to lose everything. But she's always like, hey, no, things always turn out at the end. We've managed to scrape by. We'll find a way to get this done. And, from there you get, so that's sort of Bob and Linda's main arc. And, Bob finding some confidence to try to get things done. And that's also kind of happened a lot over the past season, too. The whole sort of season finale, the two-parter there is, Bob finding the Bob's Burgers is poop, or Bob's Burgers is crap on the graffiti on the men's room wall. And it kind of shaking his confidence a little bit. It's like, why would someone go in there just to do this? And, my restaurant barely struggles to scrapes by to begin with, and now this could actually, make it look even worse. And, you start seeing it like where his role in all of this plays. Like I said, so again, the main arc of this is very much not the plot of the movie, it's the way the characters act throughout the plot of the movie, if I haven't run that into the ground just yet. If there are some drawbacks, again, unfortunately Tia's story arc just really isn't interesting. I would have liked it if maybe there had been like some sort of other wrinkle, like either another girl actually starts hitting things off with Jimmy Jr. and you see what there's going, or maybe she gets with Zeke again, because if you watch it, like you can tell Zeke has the weird relationship with Jimmy Jr. to begin with. Man, you could almost say that character is coded bisexual the way he acts. But you also get that he's also got feelings for Tina, and they have kissed on a couple of occasions. So, again, maybe you could have explored something there, and I think it would have been more interesting. And Gene's is fine, too. It's, again, his sort of thing is he's trying to get the Itty Bitty Ditty Committee to perform at this Wonder Wharf celebration. And then, at one point he actually pictures it happening, but then a group of aliens come down to complain about all the noise, and it starts to make him question his confidence as to whether or not, he actually could cut it as some type of musical performer. And, so that kind of sort of also is very insubstantial, unfortunately. Like, I don't think they hit enough on it. Like, there's a little, I'd say Gene got definitely way more than Tina. Tina is just sort of fret, and then, not doing something. But other than that, like I said, overall, like, really well done story arcs for these characters, good characterization throughout everything. The story itself is, again, kind of secondary to the concerns, but I think just seeing the characters like this in this new light with some really good animation, some really good choreographed musical numbers, like I said, really good maneuvering throughout everything. It is really well done. I am going to be giving the Bob's Burgers movie an A. It is kind of unfortunate that they wound up releasing this the same weekend as Top Gun Maverick, which is probably going to just drill it in the box office, but it's a holiday weekend. Who knows? They can at least pull in some respectable numbers and not be a total disaster. I mean, my screening was pretty nicely filled. I would say, for a 5 o'clock on a Thursday screening, it was very, it was about half full. So, not terrible, not terrible at all. So, hopefully that could be replicated across the country.
Bob's beefin', Tina's beefin', Jean and Louise are beefin', little old me is beefin' too. But I wonder, who is beefin' who?
Okay, we didn't get a lot of trailers this time by. On the bright spot, we did get one new trailer, but that's pretty much it. We got the same trailers for everything else. We got Avatar, The Way of Water. I admit, I was just not a big fan of the first Avatar movie. I thought it looked meh. This trailer looks meh. I mean, to be honest, it looked better. This trailer looked better on YouTube than it did in the movie theater. So I don't know what that says about anything. And again, it's just, I don't know where they're going with this exactly. And it does again beg the question: do we really need 3 more of these movies, let alone 1 more of these? Yeah. After that, we have League of Super Pets again, Lightyear again, Jurassic World Dominion again, and then we rounded off with Thor: Love and Thunder again. Not the new trailer that dropped a few days ago, just the ordinary one we've had for the last, I want to say, month and a half or so. Yeah, weird that would happen. I mean, we had this big ballyhoo trailer they dropped during a blowout basketball game, and it just didn't seem to, I don't know why we didn't get that one in the theaters. Anyway, next video is going to be the first 2 episodes for Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi. That video is going to be, it should hopefully be up on Friday. It might be a little bit later. We're having some work done around the house on the outside where it's making a lot of noise. So, I might be able to watch the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi in the afternoon, but I'll have to wait till the early evening before I can really get a chance to shoot the review for it. So, it'll probably be earlier than this, but not by much. Anyway, so maybe I could get it done or maybe not. I'm not sure. See you all next time. Hey guys, remember, you can help support my channel at patreon.com/SleepyTimeForCatProductions, where you can help request a movie, even if it's something like, say, Sonic the Hedgehog or the next Purge film. I'll review it.